This is my knitting channel. I talk about knitting and yarn and knitting and knitting and knitting. And if you clicked on this, then you must love it too, and you're a nerd. So congratulations on being a nerd. It's fun. It has been quite a long time, and there's a perfectly good explanation. I'm a human being with a life. No, actually, I mean, yes to that. Turns out when you get a job at a yarn store and you start managing said yarn store, it's like a whole thing and it becomes your whole life, which is so cool and I love it. But that's what's been going on. I'm thinking for getting back into things that it's just gonna make sense to do like a classic knitting podcast style video. So we're gonna talk about acquisitions, we're gonna talk about whips, and we're also gonna talk about a couple of FOs. I just think it makes the most sense and it's the best way to reconnect with the YouTube community. So buckle up. What am I wearing today? No knitwear. Absolutely none, because it's June. It's the end of June, it's humid, it's hot, and I have this fan on, and I'm not putting on knitwear. I can't even believe I'm wearing long sleeves. I've got a cup of tea. This is black tea called something. It's like a classic English tea, and I don't just mean like English breakfast, I mean like English brand. That is escaping me right now. But if you really, really, really want to know what kind of tea I'm drinking, comment below and I'll tell you. This is my favorite mug. I love it. And I'm glad you're here. So let's see what we got. Let's see what we've got. I'm going to start with this drama. This is Corey Worsted by La Bien-Aimée. And the reason that I have this gorgeous skein, actually I have 6 of them, is because Amy Gilles came to visit us at Knit One, not once but twice now, and we do carry La Bien-Aimée, thank you very much. It's very fun. And beautiful, beautiful yarn. If you have not seen her stuff, you should check it out. It's a whole thing. It's beautiful hand-dyed yarn made in Paris. So this I got because the first time she came to visit us, Amy was touring for her new book, Worsted, the first book, knitting book she published, and there's a beautiful pattern in that book called Perennial. And she had a trunk show full of patterns from the book, including that sweater in 2 different colors, and I was wearing the one that was in Lee's. And I fell in love with it. It's a magic sweater. It fits everybody. Everybody looks good in that sweater. Every person that put it on looked good in it, and it was I don't remember what size it was, but it was like every body that went into that sweater looked just so good. And I loved it, and I was like, I need to make it exactly like this. So that's what this is. That's what it's for. I have 6 skeins. It's a very woolly wool, I will say, and I know that's not for everybody. Some people I know got the itch sensitivity. I'm pretty lucky that I'm not super sensitive. I don't know that I would necessarily want to wear this next to skin. Like, I don't know if I would make like a cowl out of this, but I don't think it would bother me in a hat, and I know it's not going to bother me in this sweater because I'm probably going to be layering it. Let's be honest. If I'm wearing this wool, it's because it's cold out. I'm not just going to put a woolly sweater on my naked bod. So I'm excited. I also have some Farmer's Daughter fibers. This is their newer line, newer base called Pishkin. Ooh, very nice. This is for the Lumme sweater by Sari Nordland. I made one of these very recently in Plucky Knitter Primo Worsted. Had an amazing time knitting this sweater. I am like a colorwork fiend now. I'm like, 2-hand knitting, boom, boom, boom. That sweater is so beautiful, and I can't show it to you right now. And I'll tell you why later. Leave a little mystery. You'll just have to stick around and click subscribe if you want to know about that sweater. It wasn't a sample for the store. This is going to be a sample for the store. So this is going to be the main color. This is going to be the colorworky contrast. And these aren't colors that I would typically choose for myself, but I don't know. I think it's going to be really, really beautiful. And I'm so excited to knit with this yarn. I did my little swatch. Where is my swatch? Right here. And it was so nice to knit with. Felt so good on my little fingies. It's so soft. And yeah, I just think it's gonna be beautiful. It's hand dyed as well in, I believe, Montana. That's where Farmer's Daughter is. They call it a heavy DK light worsted weight. So it's got a range because there's so much air in it, I think. But this is on a, what size needle is this on? Did I make my little holes? Did I not make my little holes to tell me what size needle this is? Well, never mind. That's useless information that is not available to anybody at the moment. But yeah, it's a very flexible yarn gauge-wise, and I'm just really excited about it. The next couple things are very recent, like I got them last week. Let me have a little sip of refreshment as well. Delicious. It's called, I don't remember what kind of tea it is. It's like the most obvious answer. British tea. So, last week, there is a trade show, a fiber trade show called H&H Americas, and it takes place in Chicago every year. And I got to go last week with one of my coworkers to scope things out for the store. It's knitting, crocheting, quilting, sewing, a little bit of weaving, fiber. It's fiber, right? It's not like an open to the public shopping extravaganza show. It's a trade show. So it's just the business owners that are there. And it was really cool. There was a lot to see, as per usual. We visited lots of folks, but we went to see our friends at Brown Sheep. Brown Sheep is a company in Nebraska that we carry at Knit One, and we love them. We love carrying their yarn. It's like just classic workhorse wool that we love. Comes in beautiful colors and will last forever. They have a new line, and it's an Aran weight. It's called Heritage Aran, and I picked 3 colors for myself to try for the store to see if we want to carry this, because why not, right? Listen, I at heart am very much a neutrals girly. I just love them. I think they're gorgeous and beautiful and so wearable, and I don't wear a ton of bright colors. So I picked a brown and a gray. Out of everything I could pick, I picked brown and gray, and then also this green, because I just can't get away from this sort of chartreusey leaning green vibe lately. So I'm thinking I will make either probably a cowl, but could also do a vest for my partner's nephew, who is about to be 3. Could be fun to make him a little colorwork vest. But I see colorwork in my future with this, and I think it'll be really fun to try. It's woolly, but not extra super scratchy. Yeah, this is like more manageable, I think, even than the Corey. This is pretty nice. And then the thing that I am most excited about is this unspun wool from Wool Dreamers, which is a Spanish company that I had never heard of. I'm sure other people have, but I hadn't, and we went to see them, and this caught our eye immediately because it's, such a fun and unique thing, unspun yarn. So what's unspun yarn? It's basically very thin roving. There's no spin in it. It is just, this is 2 plies in this wheel. As you can see, 2 plies of unspun, no twist, totally fluffy, comes right apart fibers. And I think this is scary to a lot of people because it does pull apart and break really easily. It's very delicate, and to work with it you have to be patient and take your time. And I know that doesn't appeal to everybody, but I really want to try it because it's just gorgeous, first of all. And all of the garments that I have seen made out of unspun are so light and buttery soft looking, and if there's color work, it all just sort of like softly, I don't want to say melts together, like there's no definition in the color work, but it's just soft. I don't know, there's just something really buttery about it that I really love, and I want to try it. I want to take on the challenge. I got 3 wheels of this to try, and I have some other unspun from Nutidin in my stash that I might combine with it, so we'll see. But I'm thinking that I'm gonna do like a slip over or a vest of some kind, probably a slip over, some kind of like boxy, drapey cuteness, maybe with a little texture. I have not zeroed in on a pattern yet, but I'm excited to give it a try, and then hopefully we'll start carrying it in the store because I think it's really cool. So those are my acquisitions, except for the next one, which is going to lead into whips. So let us take a look. I need a little something. Okay, whips. This first one includes a brand new acquisition. It's another little something that I got at H&H, and it's also by Wool Dreamers. This is Mota by Wool Dreamers, which is a very woolly wool. Once again, I love woolly wool. Sue me. I love it. And look at this beautiful color. So this is called Mota by Wool Dreamers. It's 100% lana marina entrefina y manchega sheepy wool. And fun fact about the manchega sheep, they're the ones that make manchego cheese. So that's sort of fun. But this is in the colorway number 207G. 207G, yes, I was right. And I am making the Gro Hat. You like my little stitch stoppers? My little sheepy sheep. Here it is. We're getting there. You're starting to see the little leafy cables happening. But I'm loving the yarn. Loving the yarn. It's so nice. Not super scratchy. Like, this does not have fibers sticking out and poking me. You know, like some woolly wools have that like thing happening. This does not have that. It's not like buttery soft. It's woolly, rough feeling, but yeah, not itchy. I'm excited to see her when she grows up. The Fiber Tales podcast, if you guys haven't checked her out over there, you totally should. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. But that's the designer, the woman behind Fiber Tales. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm having issues. That's whip number 1. On the needles right now, whip number 2 is the Mooncrush tank by Jacqueline Ceislak. And, oh baby, I have finished the front. I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited. It looks a little long right now. So here's the deal. It's a crop top. I'm making the first size, and the first size was gonna be like really cropped, which is a look, but I wanted it to be like wearable at work, wearable every day, and not just like at a music festival sort of vibe, you know what I mean? So I added 3 inches of length to get it to where I wanted it. I measured another one of my crop tops that I wear all the time, so I feel very proud of myself for that. But I'm using Laine de Nord Baby Soft. Laine de Nord? Lina de Nord? I'm not really sure, but that's what it is. And it's a cotton and soybean blend. Hella drapey. Hella shiny. Well, maybe not hella shiny, but it's got some sheen to it, which I think is really nice. Initially, I was like, I don't want it to be shiny, but I'm actually really happy with this, and I'm like loving the fabric. All that to say that it looks much longer than I'm intending for it to be, but I think once I seam it up, see how that's shrinking it, I think it's gonna be fine. It'll be fine. And if it's a little long, that's fine too. I'll tuck it in. As you can see, I totally copied Jackie's colors. It's not the same yarn that she used for her sample, but I saw that picture of her sample, and I think I bought the yarn the same day. I was in love with it immediately, and everybody was like just getting into the summer top buzz. Like everyone's like, ooh, what are we gonna make for our summer top? Everyone's making a different summer top, and I saw that one. A lot of people are doing the outline tee at work, which I think is gorgina. Like, ooh, I love it. I'm very tempted to make one as well. But this had my heart first. The front is done, as you can see, and then I have been just starting on the back. Da-da-da. Just did the little folded hem, and now we're on to the body, yada yada. I'll say it's not the most relaxing knit, just because it's in Tarja. There's a chart. Once you get going, it eases up, and I've gotten a lot less fussy about untangling my yarn. When Amy was here for her second trunk show with us a couple weeks ago, she was doing intarsia and she was like, you just have to let it happen. Like, you just have to let it be a mess and then it's way less stressful. And I was like, wow, that makes so much sense. So I have been letting it happen and letting it be twisted, and then, you know, at one point you're like, this has gone too far, and then you untwist it all. But then you're not like dealing with it all the time. So it's warmed me up to intarsia, that's for sure, which is exciting because I, before this, was like, God, I've done it before and I hate it. But there's no need to hate. It's a super well written pattern. It's a beautiful design. It's just like, it's a little bit of work. That's all I'll say about that. And also the yarn is keeping it from being super relaxing because it is so drapey and slippery. Makes a wonderful fabric, but it's definitely not like beginner yarn. You know what I mean? It takes a little focus. So that's my Mooncrush tank. And then the other whip that I will show you, un moment. I almost didn't, okay, do you love this bag or do you love this bag? My best friend designed this. How cute is this bag? Ah, it's all my favorite things. There's my kitty Helen and boba tea and my bike and my yarn. Oh, and my best friend made this and I love it. This is my Alpenglow sweater by Andrea Mowry that I started last fall, and I have made major progress on it. It was like cruising away, but then we fell off the wagon. So let me just show you first. This is made out of Amble by the Fiber Company. That's the main color base. Amble is the gray. We have Acadia by the Fiber Co., which is the green. I have some fluffy Sari alpaca Odang by Farmer's Daughter Fibers in the colorway Monarch, which is just, I want a whole sweater out of this. It really, really is as good as everyone says. It is so good. And then Spin Cycle, dyed in the wool. Spin Cycle. I believe the colorway is Burning Sensation. Yeah, that's what it is. So this is my Alpenglow, and I do love it, and it was going fine. There's nothing wrong with the pattern. It's no one's fault but my own, and just some unfortunate fiber choices were made. But I think it's fixable. So anyway, I don't even know if you care to hear all the details, but it's a little too short, first of all. I've already bound off at the hem, and I think it doesn't look great. So I would love to redo it anyway, and this will give me a chance. But I'm going to have to rip back and add, I think, just one more repeat of these blips. Which is like, really? Do I have to? Can't I just stretch it out and blocking? But this is a like big deal sweater. This is an expensive sweater. There's a lot of time and money that went into this, and I want it to be just right. So that's that. And then also I was gonna do the folded collar because I really love hers in the sample, and like most people I know that made this for Rhinebeck did not do the folded collar, but I was gonna be one of those. I was gonna do it because I love turtlenecks, but Acadia is a very drapey yarn and not ideal for a nice stiff neck, and I think it could happen. I could just do it, but I just feel like, you know, it's not going to be open like this and flaring out, but I just worry. So I think I'm going to rip back here too and just do a little crew neck collar, I guess. So that's an issue. And then obviously I have a whole other sleeve to do still. So, you know, there were a couple of things. I also feel like the sleeve is a little long. You know, this is the first colorwork sweater I ever did. It was a lot, and I was still very much, I wouldn't, not a beginner knitter, but like a beginner sweater maker when I made this. So it needs some love and attention, and it's been in hibernation for months. So I really do want to finish it. I do love it. I'm sort of questioning the background color now that it's this far along. It feels a little blah to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I've looked at it for so long. I'm hoping that when it's done and when I wear it, I'll be like, ooh, yes, this is a vibe. But I toiled over these colors for so long, and I just feel like I didn't quite hit the mark. I don't know. Baby's first Spin Cycle, Baby's first Andrea Mowry. There were a lot of firsts with this, so it needs some love and care, and I will finish it. My goal is to have it finished for Rhinebeck this year. but you know, it is what it is. You want to see the spin cycle? That's the fun part, right? Everybody wants to see a spin cycle on a cake, because then you can see what all's in there. Burning sensation. And this makes me question what I was thinking too, because there's so much gray in this. On gray. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm going to use all this pinky orangey stuff and hope for the best, but not my favorite. I would love to knit this sweater again though, and try again with a different color combination, because I do think it's a really fun knit and I love the design. So who knows? Maybe one day I will try it again, but I'll definitely finish this year. So that is my Alpenglow. Those are all my whips. This is not really a whip. It's been in hibernation, but I wanted to show you because there's been so long since I've been on the internet showing off my knits. And this one, I am proud of it. It's like sentimental, you know? It's like when I first started at the store, and I could go into it, but I won't. Okay, now it's time. It's time for some FOs. Let's talk about them. I have made a lot of things since my last video, and I'm not gonna go through them all right now. I'm gonna talk about some highlights and also something that I just finished. So the first thing I don't have with me, it's at the store because it's a sample, but I'm gonna show you some footage of it. But this is the Trove sweater, and let me tell you about this piece. I am so proud of this sweater. I love it so much. Like, I am, my heart aches for this sweater. I love it. I wear it all the time. Since it came off the needles, it's been on me like every other day at least. Even in the summer, with the AC on in the store, I'd be cranking that AC so that I can wear this sweater during the day. It is a sample, so I made it to be on display in the shop, but eventually it will come home with me. It has to like serve its time at the store. But this is made out of Juniper Moon Farms, Patagonia. Is it Patagonia? Oh my god, I can't remember. Now I have to look it up. Let's look on my Ravelry, shall we? If you guys want to follow me on Ravelry, my name is nativaknits, but I would love it if we could be friends on Ravelry. Ravelry is such a like bomb-ass community. It's like the chillest, nerdiest place ever. Have you guys seen James and Watts's forums on Ravelry, where he's just like talking about anime and talking about fragrances with all of their knitting buddies? Like that's the stuff. So it is Patagonia. Okay, I will list all the colors on the screen for you because I don't have time to get into all that right now. Just me filming. I'm a very busy woman. But oh my god, it was so fun to knit. So this is in an issue of Pom Pom magazine. I don't remember which one. It's some fall issue. But it's a mosaic piece, mosaic colorwork, and I had such a good time picking out my colors. But god, I love the way it turned out. Again, I'm gonna say it, it's the buzzword of the day. It's a woolly wool, sport weight, and it is not itchy. It is not itchy at all. I wear this like with just a tank top under it at work all the time, and it's so comfy. It's like the comfiest sweatshirt ever. Again, not plushy soft, but not itchy, just woolly and cozy and really light because there's so much air in the yarn. Oh, I love it. I will say, super well written pattern, really fun construction. You like knit the back, and then you pick up and knit one front panel, and then you pick up and knit another front panel, I think, and somehow they're joined, and then you connect it all in the round. I think that's what you do. I don't remember. It's been a couple months now. The only thing is, this puppy took me what felt like forever. Like, this was a really long haul knit for me, and I think it's because of the mosaic. I've done mosaic before, and I didn't feel like it took as long as this one did, but this is like all over, constant mosaic. And with mosaic knitting, 2 rows really equals 1 row. Like, when you do it and you look, you're like, oh, the way that it's layered on top of each other, it really feels like 2 rows is 1 row. Tell me if that makes sense. I will say though, mosaic knitting, so easy, such a like amazing effect. And if you're intimidated by color work, stranded color work, but you still want to do some type of color work, you should try Mosaic. It's so fun. I would totally knit this again, just not for a while because it took a long time. But I feel like this piece is gonna last me forever. I'm so happy that I made it, and yeah, I just can't say enough good things about it. Great design, love the yarn, love to wear it every day. Make a Trove, you won't regret it. Also, fun thing you can do with Trove. The owner of the store made Trove herself, and she used a color changing yarn for the stripes. Instead of doing stripes like I did, she just used one color changing yarn, very similar to Spin Cycle. It's like the vibe of Spin Cycle, but it's a different brand. I want to say Primrose. It's beautiful. Such a beautiful sweater. It just like all the colors just melt into each other, and it turned out so nice. But that's an option too. If you're like, I don't want to do all those stripes, I understand. It's a lot of ends to weave in. I knit them in as I went. There's I think Stephen West has a video about this, about like knitting in your ends as you go so you don't have to weave them all in by hand at the end. I did that for this sweater and it was a game changer. A little tedious still, but that sweater's so worth it. When you put in the time on a piece like that, ooh, you're just like, I made this, and I'm so proud of it. And yeah, it was really fun. So make a Trove. I invite you to make a Trove and love your life. So next thing I will show you is a very, I just cast this off. I just finished these. They're not even blocked yet. Can you believe? But I made some socks. I've been really into socks. I have made 3 pairs this year. These are vanilla socks made with self-striping yarn. Da-da-da. They are by Megan Schmaltz. Has a free vanilla sock pattern on Ravelry. It was one of the first ones I found, and I was like, sure. So I got this self-striping yarn from the store. It's called Paint Sock by Lina de Nord. Let's find out how to pronounce that, shall we? Somebody get on that. I should get on that. We got this yarn. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna need some of that. Stripy socks, absolutely. And we're doing a knit along at the store right now that is stripe themed. It's actually a make along. You can crochet for it too. If you're interested, check out Summer Stripe Situation, hashtag on Instagram. But stripes is the theme, and I was like, I don't want to work for more stripes because I just did Trove not that long ago, and this is self-striping. It does it all on its own. And I used some leftover Lichen and Lace 80/20 sock that I had in my stash, and yeah, I love them. I am really into socks now, and I just want to knit a ton of socks. I signed up for the Stephen West mystery sock knit along, so I'm gonna be doing that. So yeah, I've got the sock bug. They are a little loose. I would like to knit them on a smaller needle next time, but I hope I'm not flashing my undies. Boop-a-dee-boo. I think they look pretty good, and they're cuffed down. Not a ton else to say about them. They're just fun, simple socks. And then the last thing I'm gonna show you is my pride and joy. It's probably my favorite thing I've ever knit just because I wear it the most. I wear it as often as I can. I think it's so beautiful. I love the colors. Are you ready for this? It's a pressed flowers shawl. Ooh, I love her. This was made with Acadia, which is a yarn by the Fiber Company. I love the Fiber Company, by the way. After working at the store for a year, they are like one of my favorite brands that we carry. I love everything that they do. But yeah, this is made in Acadia, and I love it. I love it so much. This was so fun to knit. I know everyone's loving pressed flowers, as they should. Amy Cristoffers is a genius for this motif, and I hope she puts it on everything. She's got the shawl, she's got a hat, she's got a cowl now, a pullover, the cardigan, and she's still about to do a vest, I've been told, and there was something else. I don't know, I've just heard that murmurs about her putting it on every type of garment, and I'm all for it because It's so gorgeous and it's so versatile. Like, depending on what colors you choose, you can do so many different effects with it. But yeah, I just can't say enough good things about this pattern. I was addicted to knitting this shawl, and it's baby's first shawl. And I learned how to do mosaic, which again is so easy. If you are intimidated by color work, do mosaic and you will love your life. But yeah, I don't know, isn't it just the best thing ever? I love this shawl. I wear it all the time. There is a piece of my soul in this shawl. I will say, Acadia is giving me some pillage. It's pilling. I wear it all the time. It's gonna pill. It's a soft yarn. People get all their panties in a wad about pilling, and I'm like, yeah, it's annoying, but it's just part of it, y'all. To me, I don't know. It seems like it's just part of it. Anyway, this is my pressed flowers shawl by Amy Cristoffers, and I love it. And I think that's all I have. You know what I'm about to say. If you had a good time, then I'm so glad that you did. Thank you so much for watching. You know, I got so many new subscribers, like, during the break. I say so many. It felt like so many. Every time you get a ping, you're like, I can't believe this is a person who signed up to receive notifications about my videos. But I'm just so happy that you're all here, and I hope that this time we're like really rocking and rolling, because I'm a big old knitting nerd, and I feel like I have learned so very much since the last time I made a video, and my knitting has like really improved, and I'm really proud of it, and I'm just excited to share and also to connect with all of you and see what you're making. So if you had a good time, I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. Give me the thumbs up if you love it. Please give me a thumbs up. It's the least you can do. But yeah, do all the YouTubey things, and I love